Bryan, how big of involvement did Dennis Allen have in your recruitment to come here to New Orleans?
It was real big, just kind of getting familiar with the things he's doing there and the culture he's trying to build. So he was a real big influence on my decision.
Did you get a chance to talk to Pete Carmichael during that process?
I did. And he had a lot of good things to say. He's a really good guy, and I really like his energy. So, I'm looking forward to kind of coming in and getting to work with him.
Bryan, obviously looking at you coming to the league, you're with the Raiders, you're with Derek Carr, and that's where you had your most success, your most production of your career with Derek Carr. Spent together with the 2021 season with the Raiders, and you're able to have right under 50 receptions, 764 yards, 4 touchdowns during those 2 seasons with the Raiders. But, Saints fans will ask, well, what the hell happened when you got traded to the Falcons? Now, you appeared in only 7 games, 1 start, 3 receptions, 15 yards, and then you're on the Chiefs practice squad. Why didn't it work out with the Falcons or the Chiefs, maybe how you were progressing in your early career with the Raiders?
That's a great question. I just think, when I was in Atlanta, there was just I think we struggled as an offense, and when you're struggling as an offense and you're also a new player in a new system, it's kind of hard for you to find your footing. So I think, a lot of factors contribute to me just not really having the success that I wanted to have. And, there was just a lot of things, miscommunication between me and the staff. So I just, it didn't work out for me.
Bryan, one of the
Mike.
things you excelled at, and I saw you a lot at South Carolina, was your ability to what I call this basketball route, kind of turning around, man, and you sort of shielding yourself between the ball and the defender, making the catch, and then kick it upfield. I thought you did that really well at South Carolina. What is the one area or maybe 2 areas you want to work on the most? You're working with a new wide receiver coach in Cody Burns, but what's that particular part of you being that what I call a basketball forward, almost going up for the rebound and making that play and then kicking it back out? What's the one area or 2 that you're looking at to upgrade your game that you could see more playing time?
For me, it's just I feel like, becoming a complete receiver in all aspects and just my knowledge for the game and growing as a pro and, recognizing coverages and knowing how to beat, certain coverages that are thrown at me. I feel like that'll really, take me to the next level.
Now, Bryan, the one thing I know always bodes well, that to have confidence in you, the ability to make contested catches. I mean, you're 6'3", 215. So, coming off the bus, that guy looks very studly. When you're 6'3", 215, a receiver. But just talk about to make those contested catches, because a lot of times you see receivers, they're fast and all that, and they can maybe take the top off the defense. But how about if it's a 50-50 ball?
Yeah, absolutely. Being a bigger receiver, in today's NFL, you have to be able to make those 50-50 catches, and you got to, turn them into more of 80-20 plays. So, I try to pride myself in doing those things and being really good at it. So, that's just one of the things that I feel like comes with the territory of being a bigger receiver.
Now, Bryan, when were you introduced? Obviously, I see you have an opportunity to contribute on special teams. Was that something maybe you were exposed to, or maybe not even at South Carolina, but more an NFL thing as far as you wanting to contribute on special teams? So what is your take on that?
I'm just trying to, like I said, make a roster and earn a spot on the team. So, I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to do that. So I don't have, any problem with contributing on special teams.
Bryan, you got to play with Derek Carr, so I'm going to ask you to give your evaluation of what type of player is coming here to the Saints. You got an opportunity to play with him out in Las Vegas, but from your standpoint, an evaluation of him as a quarterback.
Derek is a great leader. He is extremely accurate, and I feel like he is in command. He's a pro's pro. You're going to get a guy that works hard every day, and is not afraid to be the hardest worker in the room, and is just not afraid to put himself out there. So, I have a ton of respect for his game and what he does.
And, I was looking at Bryan. Here you go from Conway High School. You were a finalist for South Carolina's Mr. Football. You stay within the state. You go to Columbia. You go to University of South Carolina, become a Gamecock instead of a Clemson Tiger. I know that's a curse word when you say that, but you play at the USC of the East, that being the South Carolina Gamecocks. Well, you had to take a lot of pride in setting program records for career receptions, career receiving yards, looking at 234 receptions, over 3,000 receiving yards, considering, the third most in school history. That's household names. If you follow football, Alshon Jeffrey, Sidney Rice. I can remember back in the day, even Shannon's brother, Sterling Sharp, went to South Carolina. So you have to say, like, right place, right time, that South Carolina gave you that opportunity.
Man, absolutely. Right place, right time. It came down to the very end for me between South Carolina and Clemson. And, I feel like I made a great decision in going to South Carolina and being able to, set some school records and do some things that have never really been done there. So, I'm just really fortunate and really blessed to be able to, have my name up in the stadium and be able to set those records, man.
Now, Bryan, how proud is your mom and dad or just your family in general that looking like you were the sixth true freshman to start a season opener for the Gamecocks back in 2009. But when all said and done, you were definitely a student athlete. You graduated with a bachelor's degree in sport and entertainment management. Is that something you want to do post-career? But I know they had to be proud that you graduated.
Yeah, man. They're really proud of me and all my accomplishments. That they always support me and always try to push me to be the best version of myself. So, I'm really thankful that I have them in my corner and that they're there for me.
Your thoughts on Debo Samuel? Man, you got to see him, and he's a rare athlete that sort of, he plays that wide out position, but man, they use him a lot on the jet sweep as a running back. Did you got to see a lot of that when he was out South Carolina?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got to see it firsthand, man. He's a special talent, man, to say the least. He's unique. There's not many guys in the league like him, and I feel like that's why, he's doing the things that he's doing. And, he's a really, really, really great player. And I'm blessed to say I got to, share the field with him. He's one of my good friends, but don't tell him I said anything good about him because he ain't better than me.
Now, Bryan, so what are your plans? Obviously, I would think you're going to be in New Orleans for the off-season training, the OTAs, and obviously the mandatory minicamp, and then you got training camp. Is it something that you're training maybe right now away from New Orleans, or what is your schedule and your program right now? What are you doing to get ready for the upcoming season?
Trying to, enjoy the off-season as much as I can, spend some time with my kids, man, and spend some time with my family. But, the usual working out and, catching a lot of footballs and running routes and, all those good things. So business as usual.
Bryan, I think where you could really excel in this league, short yardage, red zone, because of your size. There ain't a lot of 6'1" cornerbacks, and you 6'2", 6'3" in that range. But that size ability in this league, I think that's where you could really make some hay in the National Football League, using your size and physicality in those short yardage and also red zone maneuvers where the field is really condensed, and you can use your size to your advantage.
Absolutely, man. I agree with you. I really do agree with you. I feel like, that should really become an advantage for me, and hopefully, I can get to showcase those red zone and short yardage talents, this upcoming season.
Now, Bryan, before we let you run, what was your most, now it's only 4, what was your most memorable, NFL touchdown? Is it something, boy, when you scored that touchdown, it wasn't kind of ho-hum. It was like, whoa, that was something special. You had one of those moments yet in the NFL?
I haven't had enough of them, but definitely in Monday Night Football playing against the Ravens, even though it didn't count and they took it away from me, that moment was it was very special for me, especially it being in the situation that it was. So that was a really special moment for me. But if I had to go with one that did count, it'd probably be the baseball I caught up in Cleveland. That was a really nice play.